If you're still struggling with your fat loss journey, the best thing for us to do is just follow all those famous or successful doctors, gurus, researchers, because it can really save a lot of time and money. And I knew this by heart because when I was starting my wellness and weight loss journey, I was really struggling because I did a lot of trial and error. And I thought that reading those books, I can experiment, but it really waste of time. If you're gonna try to accelerate, that's what I've said, just follow them and execute, and then just do what's really best for you and be consistent. Believe me, that will be the key. Today, I'm gonna share to you how to lose your weight or burn your fat faster. And this is really backed by science, inspired by Dr. Huberman. He's a famous doctor, neuroscientist, researchers, and podcaster. Again, that's the key. Just follow those people that you think there's a value for you and try to work more for the things that really works for you and not forget about those things that of course didn't work for you. And this 5 major biohack, it really helped me to transform my weight and my physique, because I was really not just dreaming. I was like, oh, I have a strong desire to have Manny Pacquiao and Nate Diaz body, but the problem is I don't have a lot of resources, my finances was budgeted, and I was a very busy dad. And I'm very grateful by integrating what I learned from other doctors, particularly these 5 major biohacks by Dr. Huberman. So the first thing you're gonna do is try to prioritize a 30-30 rule. In short, you're gonna do 30 grams of protein followed by cardio. So when I was trying to transition my level of fitness to achieve this Manny Pacquiao and Nate Diaz physique or body, I will say that we use the word obsessed with this 30-30 rule. So what I was been doing is I need to make it sure that I'm gonna break my fast, or I need to have before my first meal this 30 grams of protein. So I'm very grateful that I found this superfood seeds milk cacao powder will have 16 grams of protein. So all you have to do is to add sometimes like peanut butter or 3 eggs or beans or quinoa, anything that can boost or up to 30 grams of protein. And I was very consistent doing that. And the crazy thing is when I was doing my at least 30 minutes of cardio, make it sure you're gonna stick with the moderate intensity or your fat burning heart rate. Because if you're gonna do this one, it will help to utilize your fats, and at the same time, it will increase your insulin sensitivity and it will kickstart your metabolism. And the best thing, you lose weight or you use calories during your active exercise. And the best thing with this, when you're resting, sleeping, that's the time your rested calories will be through the roof. And that's the reason I really love this 30-30 rule, because it really helped to biohack your body. And imagine if you're going to do this consistently. For me, this is my number one go-to because I'm a very busy dad, and also my time is really restricted. So I just need to make it sure I'm gonna have my at least 30 grams of protein and followed with moderate intensity cardio. You can do walking to running, and then or cycling or swimming, whatever really works for you. Just make it sure you're gonna do this 30 grams of protein and 30 minutes of moderate intensity cardio exercise. The number 2 is to optimize your zone 2 heart rate training to maximize your fat burning. And when I was doing this journey, I was just like to be consistent with that 30 grams of protein and 30 minutes of moderate cardio. But when I was bumped that up to zone 2 heart rate training, I was just started with walking and running, because you need to make it sure your heart rate will not be more than 100. For me, in my age, I'm 40. When I was started, I was like around 40. So I need to make it sure my heart rate will not be above around 140. And the amazing thing is, from walk to run, I was able to run to 4 miles, 10K, half an ultra marathon. And the best thing with this, less injury. and you can avoid fatigue, and the recovery is amazing. So you're not putting a lot of stress. And I have a friend who's also doing running, and actually he was the one who introduced for me about this running fitness. Eventually he was asking me, Mar, you just started running, but seems like you're running farther and you look fit and you don't have a lot of, you don't have belly fat. And I was telling him because I was doing zone 2 heart rate training. And I assume he knows this because he was the one who introduced to me this running. And he had this still like a belly fat there. And he wants to get rid with that. So I just told him, like, hey, I've been doing this biohack. Instead of running, trying to force myself to run, and after that, I'm gonna be either very tired or the worst is hungry. And then the next day, I was still tired, so I didn't have good recovery. But if you're not gonna put a lot of stress, which is really the key, you don't need to stimulate or increase your cortisol, because if your cortisol is high, you're gonna have a lot of belly stubborn fats there. So if I were you, try to incorporate zone 2 heart rate training. All you have to do is to make it sure that your heart rate, like me, you can just Google it, because I have this smart watch. I have a Garmin, and this Garmin is really amazing. I've been using this since 2019. Oh, this is really old. But I'm going to just simply set my heart rate there for zone 2, and then it will alarm, it will beep if I need to slow down, or it will also beep if I need to increase my speed. So that's really the hack there. Just don't stress yourself, because once your cortisol is messed up, like my friend, your ghrelin, your leptin, your human growth hormone, a lot of hormones will be messed up. And all you have to do, especially if you're above 40 years old, you need to make it sure you're not gonna messing up your hormones, because it's gonna be hard to fix and reset. So the number 3 major biohack, which is inspired by Dr. Huberman to burn our fat faster, is to improve insulin sensitivity by proper meal timing. And I've been doing fasting for quite a while, and this is my tool, because if I'm not gonna do fasting, and especially if you're more than 40 years old, it's really hard to kickstart your metabolism. It's really hard to increase your insulin sensitivity. And once you do your fasting, there's a big chance that you're gonna stabilize your blood sugar. And at the same time, it will kickstart your metabolism, and you're gonna have a lot of energy. And just make it sure that you need to listen your body while you're doing it. And this is gonna be for me, this is free. And that's the reason I love to incorporate fasting, because aside from cell repair, autophagy, a lot of health benefits, it's gonna be on and on and on. And this is really backed by science. And according to Dr. Huberman, because he is very good when it comes to research, I found out from him that there's a guy, I think from Japan, who have a Nobel Prize award because of this very powerful autophagy from I will say one of the benefits doing this fasting. And the best thing with this, you're gonna be metabolic flexible eventually. And a lot of people who are really wants to achieve their fitness level, they need to make sure they will be in metabolic flexible. Like my metabolism is really great now. I can eat whatever I want, but I just be mindful that those food that I'm eating is not also causing rapid spike with my glucose or crash my glucose, because it will mess up again your hormones, particularly your insulin. So the 4th major biohack that Dr. Huberman wants us to do to burn fat faster is you need to incorporate strength training to boost your metabolism, especially if you're above 40 years old. Here's the thing, I was doing a lot of running, especially zone 2 heart rate training, because I lose weight and I look fit. But the thing is, I was getting old, look was getting older. And even me, if I look at the mirror, oh, what's wrong with me? It seems like I'm getting older now, and I'm feeling weaker also. And my muscle mass was decreasing, and there was really something wrong with me that time though, that I didn't know what was wrong. And good thing I've been following Dr. Huberman. I figured it out, because I thought that just doing cross training, like body weight exercise, which was really good. But if you're gonna incorporate 3 times a week doing your resistance training, you can start with dumbbell. There are a long list of dumbbell exercise. You don't need to get crazy to go to the gym. If you don't have enough time or your finances is budgeted, you can just start with trying to increase your body weight training and also resistance training. That will be a good part of your fat loss journey. So again, try to do strength training to boost your metabolism. And number 5, which is very important, and I really hate this because until now, I'm a Filipino, but I need to just get it done. It is what it is. You need to leverage your cold exposure and sleep. I've been doing my shower every single morning with cold. And I incorporate also because I need to relax my mind and my body. I need to work with my breath. Just the 4, 7, 8. So my breath I'm gonna inhale for 4 seconds, hold my breath for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds for 3 sets while I'm doing my cold shower. And believe me, you're gonna hate it first, but when you get done with this routine every single morning or whenever you want to do, I love to do it in the morning because I want to feel like I'm a winner every single morning. So I'm gonna do my breathing, and then this is part of your rebalancing. And also you need to make sure you have at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And this is very powerful because this is the time you're gonna reset your human growth hormone, your adiponectin, your ghrelin, your cortisol, your body, your cell repair. Sleeping is really underrated. And for me, until now, I'm still struggling with my sleep because I'm a very busy person. I have 2 boys, I have a dog, and I remember those days when I was really stressed out. I did my exercise, I balanced my diet, I've been eating low glycemic superfood, but eventually I had this belly fat that I can't get rid of it. And I didn't realize that aside from I have a lot of stress because I was studying doctorate of physical therapy at that time, I exercising a lot, but my sleep was really off. But since I've been prioritizing my sleep, I was really making it sure that I have at least 7 hours of sleep. It really works wonder. I have a good energy when I get up in the morning, and I feel like I can run or ride my bike or no problem with that, and go to work because I still have full-time job. I have a business, and sleeping is very important when it comes with trying to burn fat faster in your body. So again, if you wanna learn how to burn your fat faster, try to make it sure you're gonna practice this 5 major hacks, which is inspired by Dr. Huberman, which is number 1, prioritize the 30-30 rule. Number 2, optimize your zone to heart rate training, but you still need to listen to your body when you do that. And number 3 is you need to improve your insulin sensitivity. That's very important. To increase that one, make it sure you need to do your fasting, and then after your fasting, just make sure you're gonna load your body with low glycemic superfoods. And number 4 is strength training to boost metabolism. And number 5, you need to leverage your cold exposure and sleeping as part of your rebalancing and recovery. And that will be a big help for you to burn your fat faster. And if you're gonna do this consistently, welcome to the club. You're gonna be a fat burning body and you're gonna be metabolic flexible. Believe me, it's the best feeling in the world. If you value our content, please consider to leave a comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps to boost our small YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for watching. You have a happy, healthy life. Go reset that me.